Hello, I'm Tina, and I just got caught by the police because I stole a baby. And not any baby, but my baby. But let me start over. I'm a medicine student, and the beginning of my student life was pretty exciting. I did a lot of studying and had internships at the hospital, but I had time to go out and hang out with my friends. One night, my friend Sarah invited me to a party. I got drunk and made the biggest mistake of my life. I met a guy and spent the night with him. It was a one-night affair because I never saw him again. I soon noticed that I was starting to feel weird. In the morning, I vomited uncontrollably. I started eating a lot and being emotional. You can't imagine how I felt when I found out I was pregnant. I was against abortion, therefore I tried to find the right solution for me and my unborn child. So I decided to give birth and give the baby up for adoption. I was afraid to tell my parents the truth because they had invested in my education. I started to visit them less. When I went to my hometown, I would eat all the time so that they would think I was getting fat because of food. I vomited several times in front of my mother. I told her I had a stomach virus. I didn't want to give birth at a hospital, so Sarah and I prepared for my delivery. We did it at home when it was time. When I gave birth, I took my baby in my arms. He was so tiny and sweet, but I had to give him up. I wrapped him in a blanket and took him to an orphanage nearby. I kissed him goodbye and left him in front of the orphanage door. The days went by and my life was slowly returning to normal. The only problem I had was my weight. I solved that problem by throwing up every time I ate. I started studying and going out again, until one night when I had a nightmare. I dreamed of my son hiding from a woman with a whip. When I woke up, I couldn't calm down. I kept wondering if I made the right decision. What if my child ends up with bad parents? What if no one takes care of my baby at that orphanage? You may not believe it, but I went to the orphanage, and the first thing I thought about when I got there was, why are the kids in the yard when it's so cold outside? Then I saw my son sitting on the ground playing with a plastic shovel. He wore only one t-shirt and a diaper. His skin was bluish because of the cold, and his little toes were barely moving. A woman approached my son and threw a bottle of milk in front of him into the mud. A stone stuck in my throat. My heart started beating faster. I couldn't stop the tears falling down my face. I instinctively ran into the yard and grabbed my son. The babysitter started yelling, but I didn't even look at her and started running away. Shortly after, I heard the police car. It made my body shiver. I ran faster, but to no avail. I felt nauseous then and started vomiting. The cop reached me and took the baby from my arms. I wanted to explain everything to him. He took me to the police station. A social worker and a police officer came into the interrogation room. I explained everything to them. The social worker sympathized with me and allowed me to keep my child. I was overjoyed. But 2 months later, a strange woman and a police officer came to our house and took the child from me, claiming that after they'd done DNA tests, they found out that the child isn't mine, but that woman's. She called me a crazy thief. Oh my God, the child is really not mine? The police officer explained that they looked for my child, and they found out that a rich family had adopted him, and they are treating him with utmost kindness. It relieved my heart, of course, but I regret that I gave my own baby up in the first place. What do you think of my story? Please share your comments below.